Leonard published his first novel, based on his experiences in Ceylon, but it was a critical rather than a financial success. Virginia was continuing to work on The Voyage Out, as she had been for many years. As it neared completion, her health declined. Throughout her life, her major nervous crises and periods of mental illness coincided with the periods between the completion and the publication of her novels. She began to suffer delusions and would not eat, and was sent to a nursing home. When she moved back to London, she tried to commit suicide. Throughout this period, Leonard, who hadn't been properly warned of the extent of Virginia's mental instability, was suffering too. But he did eventually discover that by keeping her away from excitement, not allowing her to get tired, and making sure that she ate properly, he could keep her healthy both mentally and physically. To this end, they left central London, moving to Richmond. Hogarth House was to be their home until 1924. This house, in the village of Firle, still bears the name she gave it, Little Talland, in memory of her happy childhood holidays in Cornwall. On a walk with Leonard along the downs, she discovered Asham House. It was to remain her favourite home, beautiful and melancholy. Duncan Grant painted this group at Asham. The Voyage Out was published in 1915 to critical acclaim. No praise was more welcome to Virginia than that of E.M. Forster, who was by now the most successfully established writer of the Bloomsbury Group. For the 20 years after its publication, she experienced no major breakdowns and settled down to married life and to writing. Many of her friends from this time onwards were completely unaware of her history of mental illness. To them she appeared lively and balanced. She was indeed happy for much of the time, thanks to the stability which Leonard had brought to her life. Theirs was a successful marriage, and it is quite likely that without Leonard's love and support, Virginia would never have been able to write as she did. To her dismay, they had to leave Asham in 1919, and they moved a mile or so to Monk's House, Rodmell. Monk's House was their country home until Virginia died. There was no mains water, gas or electricity, but as her novels became more and more successful, they were able to improve the house and employ a gardener. In Jacob's Room, which is in part a memorial to her brother Toby, she broke with the traditional form of the English novel. The real turning point came in 1926 with the success of To the Lighthouse, after which money was never a worry. Virginia was well enough now for them to take a London house, something which she had greatly missed.